assistant coach Harry Mehesh postgame here as the Clippers win 6-4. We're still getting confirmation if that empty netter actually counted or not, but it's a loss anyways. And an interesting game for the Kings today, Harry. Played really well, but it just kind of felt like something was kind of just missing out there, at least from my perspective. What did you make of that game on the bench?
Yeah, we did a lot of good things. Definitely a very winnable game. We liked our obviously our start, and then we kind of spot them that freebie, which we've done a couple times now when we've played them. Kind of let that momentum kind of dry up there early, but no, defensively, there's just little things that we got to clean up, and it's nice when our D score 3 goals, but ultimately, I've said it a million times, we're there to defend, and I thought there were some goals we probably could have had back.
Yeah, and that's one of those games, too, where you outplayed them. You were a better team for a really good majority of this game, but Nanaimo, that's one of the reasons why they're a good team is they find a way to win games even though they're being outplayed.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the mindset I talked about after Salmon Arm is, when you're playing in a close game against a team like that, they're comfortable, and they have that mentality where they know they can pull it out, and we felt confident. Like, this was one of those games where we feel like we're playing better, but we just have to have that mentality of knowing, hey, it's a close game against a good team, and we got to go into the third expecting to win.
Yeah, so you take that 1-0 lead, then, you did mention that second goal is off the stick of Belanger in front, and, for a lot of teams, that can really be a deflating feeling, but that didn't seem to stop this Kings team too much for the rest of that first period.
No, we had a good first. Obviously, we came out even, but we felt like, we were the better team, and then, we go up 2-1, and then it was the second and third goals we really didn't like, just in front of the net, a couple breakdowns, simple mistakes, things that, you go over in video and you correct probably more often than anything else is picking up, loose bodies in front of the net, being strong in front. So it's just one of those things you repeat a lot, which you will even if you do it well. But those 2 goals really kind of change the tide a little bit.
Yeah, and then the third period, it's a close game of the third period, and early on, you guys, kind of struggled to get things going. Like Nanaimo kind of found their footing. You get that 2-0, but kind of that first half, there really wasn't much going for you guys there.
No, thankfully we got that power play, and we felt like we had some good looks the first opportunity, but no, it was pretty even hockey there. We didn't want to change too much and get too aggressive too early because it was a tight game, and we felt like the offense would come. And then it did once with the power play. And then, unfortunately, our penalty kill has been good all year. And it didn't come up at a key time there at the end there. They got 2, which kind of let them pull away a little bit. So, again, the first one, something we worked on. The second one, you're trying to be aggressive. You're trying to make plays. And, it backfires there with a turnover on their blue line. And, they get that breakaway and score on the power play.
Yeah, you talk about that second power play goal there, and I know there is still 4 minutes left, at least from my perspective. I'm like, there's still time if you kill the penalty, but was that kind of the goal of like, all right, here's an opportunity, let's try to create something shorthanded there? Yeah,
exactly. I mean, you do want to kind of conserve the clock and figure it out, but our penalty kill's been good. Our guys know when to go, and up until that kind of that little play there, we were in there, and we're not going in there expecting to cheat. But you just kind of want to keep that momentum and kill that penalty so that when you do go back to 5-on-5, you're playing that from with kind of an offensive mindset.
But then you go back to even strength down by 2. You get that goal that as they finally give a gift to us. But with the extra attacker out, this team played really well. They had their chances.
Yeah. As soon as we pulled that goalie and we got that goal, the last 2 minutes it felt more like we really felt like we were going to score. That mindset of like, okay, it's not if, it's when. We had some good looks. They made some saves, but it's disappointing because we really felt like we gave ourselves the best opportunity to produce offensively. Just a little disappointing defensively with the result.
Yeah, and in defensive, that's kind of that's been the strengths over the last couple of games for this Kings team is how well they played in their own end. It seemed like a step back today, a little bit sloppy in the first period, and again just a couple lapses overall.
Yeah, they have a good forecheck. We gone over some things. I don't think we stuck to kind of the game plan early. We try to find some pockets and create some things where we didn't necessarily need to do. And yeah, it kind of burnt us. I thought we had a good game plan coming in. But they're a good team, and one of their strengths is ability to make teams adjust. And I just felt like we weren't really sticking to what we had gone over early, and you can just see just from some of the goals they scored, very preventable.
Absolutely, and now you go into tomorrow game. You got an even better team in Penticton, and it looks like for the Kings, if they want to have success, it's going to be you're going to have to play very well in your own end.
Yeah, and that's a game where you don't want to go in there with a totally different mindset and try to reinvent your game overnight. We're going to work on the same stuff regardless of who we're playing defensively. The guys, they look at that game and they see that they're capable of hanging with, the second best team in the league, arguably. And tomorrow's going to be a big test. But I think more importantly, we have to come in with the same mindset, whether we're playing Penticton, Nanaimo, Langley, Cowichan, regardless of the key for us is, we got to approach every game from that same mindset of we got to score and capitalize when we put up 45 shots tonight. And more importantly, the goal is to always defend, and we got to find a way to stick to that for the entire 60.
Yeah, and again, you're coming off a good performance, but at the end of the day, it's still a loss. So what's kind of the mindset going into tomorrow, knowing that you played well, but still couldn't come away with 2 points?
Well, we felt like we shot ourselves in the foot. So ultimately, if we just limit our mistakes, which is something it's easier said than done, I feel like we should be right in there. Again, I talk about the goals that Nanaimo scored. If you look at Penticton, they have a high-powered offense, but again, you can shut them down the same way. If we play hard, if we we finish checks on those guys, top scorers don't like to get hit. That's not really their forte, and so we got to make sure that we're heavy on those guys, kind of like we try to do tonight. I felt like we were more physical in the O zone than we were in the D zone. You could see in our forecheck we created a lot of turnovers. And now defensively, we got to play that same hard, heavy game.
Well, we're going to be looking forward to it tomorrow as the Kings take on the Vs. But after despite the loss, a good performance tonight against the Coastal Conference lead in Nanaimo Clippers. Thank you very much, Harry, for your time as always.
Yeah, thanks for having me.